Good morning, everybody. Excuse me for a second while I try to adjust my camera. It's a very nice day compared to, even though it says the humidity is above 70, I think. It's nice. It's breezy outside. I'll probably go out here in a little while and do some of my lawn work. This time of year when it's rainy, lawn work is practically a weekly thing. I try not to let it get to me. I do wear my mask and whatnot, and where is this? Okay. It is currently 71 degrees outside, cloudy. High is supposed to be about 77, even though one of my other weather apps said 80-something. Everything's in the good range. Air quality, UV is low. The wind is blowing at 12 miles per hour from the south. Yeah, it's blowing towards the southwest from the southeast. Where's my humidity? Is this app not showing me humidity? I guess not. Yeah, today is supposed to be partly to mostly cloudy with temperatures around the upper 70s. Tomorrow is supposed to be stormy in the 80s. And then Wednesday is stormy in the 76 range. But it doesn't tell me the humidity. Which is kind of strange because my other app usually tells me humidity. So I think one app is from the college and the other one is from the municipal airport. Yeah, it's telling me that it's 72 right now. It's supposed to be 81 at about 40. At about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's supposed to get sunny. Yeah, it feels like 74 right now, even though it's 72. Humidity is 78%, but it's got a nice breeze. There's a nice cool breeze. Actually, it's coming from the northwest. I'm sorry, I misread the other one. But it looks like it's going to be great weather for doing exactly what I want to do. I might end up not doing the lawn because we've got projects inside the house that I might have to be involved in. Don't know. But a home health aide called us and said she'd be about half an hour late, which I don't mind. I'm just kind of like, as long as you're going to be here, I don't care what time you get here. I mean, you can get here at 12 noon and stay here until 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because she's only got about 2.5 to 3 hours to be with us. So it's kind of like one of those, all right, whatever, we'll work around. And Oriole's barking, which means the home health person might be here. So I don't know. I won't know until I hear anything from the doors. And if you're wondering about the smoke billowing up here to my right, that's actually an incense cone. Actually, I love these incense cones because they smell great, but it's one of those reverse smoke incense cone. So it's great looking. Hopefully you guys can get a little, and it's sandalwood, so it smells great. That came out of nowhere. And no, I don't think it's from the candles or the incense. So, anyhow, today we're going to be involved in, I think we're going to start in our room today. We still have to finish up a little bit in the bathroom and the mudroom. But I'm not going to worry about those two rooms because The mudroom is mostly just to see what kind of stuff that we have, like the baskets that we never use are just hanging out. Personally, I say get rid of them all. Get rid of them all. But Jerry may want to keep one or two because of sentimental values. Excuse me, I had a little gaseous issue. But yeah, I mean, the mudroom is just the baskets and a few things on the baker's rack, and then in the bathroom it's just going through all our towels and whatnot, deciding what to keep, what not to keep. But you know, we talked yesterday, and it was a combination of, we didn't do much yesterday because of my back. You know, I did laundry. That's about it. But hey, any laundry and dishes. You know, every little thing, even if it's a small thing, amounts to a big thing. So it's like, instead of letting my dishes pile up, which I've done once or twice because either A, I got too busy with projects, or B, I just didn't feel like cleaning up. According to my therapist, the priority isn't cleaning, the priority is taking care of ourselves. Even he allows his dishes to pile up for a day or two, and then when he gets a chance, he'll clean up the dishes, his dishes. These are things we've talked about. I know it sounds weird to be talking about like daily tasks like dishes. No, we talked about it because I have issues with I forgot what he called it, but it's paralysis. He called it paralysis by analysis. You know, I'm overthinking things, basically, which is true. I agree with him. I do overthink a lot of stuff. But at least I'm understanding what differentiating from dishes to take care of my wife, which is more important, taking care of my wife, or even taking care of myself. So it's one of those things where, yeah, the dishes might get forgotten 1 or 2 days, but it's not like a disgusting mess because at least I rinse them off each night. I just don't always, it's one of those things. It's my dishwasher is full of clean dishes, and I just haven't gotten around to taking the clean dishes and putting them away, and taking the rinsed off dishes and putting them into the dishwasher. Things like that. But yeah, things do get done. You might not see it on camera. A lot of people are sitting there going, "Oh, you guys are lazy because you don't get anything done." Well, you know what? I'm going to say bullpuck you because you don't see it. You don't see it. But, I mean, remember how my room used to be? All right, no clutter on the floor. That box of stuff is what we're keeping. My tools. We got to deal with that table over there and that thing there. And, I mean, granted, I have all my camping gear piled up in this one corner in front of the Filipino dresser that we're going to keep. There's a lot of things in this room we're not going to keep. This table that I work off of, we repaired the legs 3 times. We're not going to move it and try to repair them a 3rd time. So this table will stay here. The long dresser over there that has the 2 glass cabinets, that might stay. Or, either stay or be put, basically tag sale, type thing. So, we're working on those different things. Right now, but the only 2 rooms that really need to be done is, like I said, I skipped over the bathroom. What we have to finish in the bathroom is basically going through all the towels, all the stuff in the cabinet and whatnot. We have to do our bedroom, and we have to do the craft room, and just 1 or 2, that corner over there and here. And we're practically ready, we're practically done and ready for the yard sale. We talked about dishes, but then we decided, because if we split our families between 2 locations, we've got enough dishes where we can split the dishes with Mom. Just can't get rid of anything, and can't get rid of most things in the kitchen. There might be some gadgets and whatnot in the drawers and cabinets that we could get rid of. But, you know, nothing that I like watching this thing because of the, creates like a fog at the base of it. Um, you know, everybody's doing fine. I mean, we got up at 9:30 with the dog, and which was only 3 hours from I mean, I originally got up at 6:30 to take her outside because she needed to go, you know, do her morning business, and bring her back inside, and slept for another 3 hours before she decided it's time to get up, which is not a big deal because it was like, oh yeah, it's 9:30, we got some good sleep, let's go ahead and get up and get the day started. So I've already done coffee for me and Jerry, breakfast for Jerry and Mom. I had a little bit of breakfast. I'm not usually hungry when I first wake up unless I didn't eat a snack in the middle of the night. But you know, things are running as smoothly as they can under the current circumstances. But you know, what can I do right now? I mean, I can only just roll with the flow and try to get things done, and plan out what we're doing, and discuss the different things that we're doing. And we watched a couple videos on the process to get from point A to point B. Actually, not even point A to point B, more like point Z to point Y, or something, or X to Z, not going backwards. You know, we watched videos about, you know, purchasing land and purchasing a mobile home and setting up the mobile home and having these things done before they bring the mobile home in. And, you know, the process could take months. So we're planning around that. We're like, do we want to wait until next winter, or do we want to try to get out there before or after this winter, and do like a rental, you know, rent an apartment, rent something. So it's kind of like, all right, if we rent, are we going to stay together in one big place, in one nice place, or we're going to try to do two separate places like we originally planned on. You know, we saw mobile homes for sale, basically already in a mobile home community, within our price range. You know, so it's kind of like, okay, Mom can rent this mobile home. It's not buy, rent. I'm sorry. And then we can rent the couple houses down. Or, you know, because the one we looked at for Mom was in a senior community, we might have to deal with like a different mobile home community, which was like a block away, you know, right around the corner, 8 minutes, whatever. Which would be like me driving from here to Walmart. You know, it's not that far. You know, I just have to get comfortable driving the Colorado roads. You know, the highway, or I-25, and you know, some of the roads itself. But we're working on, you know, basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to get all the different, you know, if this doesn't happen, maybe this will happen. If this doesn't happen, hopefully we can get this to happen. You know, we're trying to get our backup plan, and you know, we're trying to get our, you know, contingency plans if the first one doesn't work. You know, so you know, and the locations that we're looking at that we found the mobile home communities and whatnot is right there in Canyon City, which is what we were aiming for in the first place. I've already done research on Canyon City for myself, you know, the metaphysics shops, the different places that I would be interested in Canyon. I don't remember if Canyon had a Walmart, but they have plenty of grocery stores and natural food stores, and you know, good wholesome places to shop without, you know, too much to worry about. Problem is, there's been a lot of people who wanted to try to put their negative input on our plans, and it's like, it ain't up to you, boy. It's up to the man upstairs. And since I think the man upstairs is in agreement with letting us move to Colorado because we're all on the same page, granted, every so often I have to catch up because I'm a little slow, and, you know, that's fine. You know, I get confused easily by, you know, too much information. And I don't mean too much information in the sense of the wrong kind of information. It's just too much information about what we're doing and how, you know, the backup plans and this plan and that plan. And I'm just like, okay, I'm just here for the ride. Ask me questions. I'll put my 2 cents in, because I've gotten to the point where it's just like confusion. It's confusing. It is confusing. But I'm, you know, I can tell that we're all on the same page. It's just we get, I mean, at least I get like, okay, I don't understand, why are we talking about this when we were originally talking about that? And, oh, okay, this is a backup plan, and that's the original plan, and that plan might have to get changed to the backside so we can get this, and this done. And, you know, it's that kind of information that just kind of boggles my mind sometimes. But yeah, that's what's going on right now. The one thing I wanted to talk about today, besides our continuing plans and whatnot, is you know, I love how people take misinformation and turn it into reality. You know, try to turn it into reality. You know, so it's funny. It's really funny. But yesterday's, I think I'm going to have to do, when I'm going to do a Bible vlog or a Sunday vlog, I'm going to have to turn off comments. Because yesterday, if it would have stayed on the path that I had originally planned it to be on, it would have been all about the Bible and how I feel about the passages that I read and things like that. But instead, it became a hour-and-a-half long, yeah, I'm going to put it a circus. Because I got all the negative, I got the negative nillies and the people who didn't even want, who weren't even trying to be on board with a Bible chat. They just wanted to take control of the conversation and the chat. And I'm like, okay, that's not happening again. Because if I mean, I can understand a lot of people's confusions about my beliefs and how I live and how my mind works when it comes to certain things. But I don't need a bunch of people in here in my channel trying to basically turn it into a negative pile of garbage. And I was pretty mad about it. And I almost deleted the whole video. But I was like, you know what? No. I'm going to leave the video on there. I'm going to let people see how I started it in a certain direction. And I was talking about how I felt about the passages I read, and a bunch of people came in and started basically talking a bunch of smack. You know, it's like, no. All the people that were talking smack, they're personally, my personal feelings, they're not Christians. They're not even, you know, near what I am as a Christian. And I have more Christianity in me than you guys, than a lot of people realize. But, you know, you wanted to turn it into a shit show, you know. I ain't let that happen again. I'll just turn off the comments, you know, for Sundays, for Bible chats, because I'm done with those kind of people. A lot of people don't know how hard my struggles have been since my teenage years. You know, I was born and raised Christian. I had all the Christian values and then some in my house when I was growing up. Because even though that my parents switched from their birth religion to just Christian, Um, you know, my father, because of the way he was raised, established a bunch, a lot of rules and regulations to live by, and they were all based out of his belief in Christ. Um, Unfortunately, and I don't mean to speak negatively towards my mom. My mom was not prepared to be a parent. You know, I love her to death. She did her best after my father died, but she was just as lost as I was. And I can tell you, when my father died, I was so lost between the other three family members and my father passing away within a very short period of time. I was confused on really, God is doing this to a teenage boy. It's one thing to take away a grandmother and two aunts, but to take away his father before he even got to learn how to shave or, learn how to be a man, basically. I had to teach myself, and it's been really slow going. And it still is continuing, as I'm concerned. Well, it's continuing in a lot of different ways of the idea of manhood. But, yeah, I will tell you, 15 years of my life, I was a Christian. Family tragedy hit, and I had a whole lot of questions nobody could answer. I had a whole lot of doubts that nobody can change. My family wasn't really helping me. They were giving me a lot of information that you don't tell a teenage boy, especially a teenage boy that hasn't had the chance to learn the difference between being the guardian of the family and being the head of the household. That's two different directions, But I was getting the, oh, you're the man of the house now, blah 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 blah, and my brain went, okay, so that means I'm in charge. No, it just means I have to help take care of my mom. I have to do certain things to help my family. Just me and my mom, but still. I took it the wrong way, and I had problems. I had issues left and right. Both religious issues and emotional issues, and just becoming old enough to be, excuse my information, but sexually active. But I didn't know how to deal with all that stuff. I didn't have a man in my life, a father figure in my life to explain these things to me and teach me these things and talk to me about these things. I was embarrassed to talk to my mom about morning wood. Sorry for TMI, but so my spirituality, especially my spirituality, I was like, I didn't know what to believe in anymore. I didn't know what path to go on anymore. I read all the different religious books I can get my hands on, including, Taoism and Buddhism and Confucianism and all those different religions that a lot of people don't consider godly. There's some bits and pieces from those religions that I would be like, yeah, no, I don't think God would let that happen. I even, did shamanism, and I got really deep into shamanism. And, I didn't learn, I basically had to find books and read them. And unfortunately, shamanism and Druidism are two religions that you either have to learn firsthand, or you have to do a lot of deep digging to get all the right information, because some of these books that were written on Druidism and shamanism, they're not that easy to get a hold of or, understand. But after 15 years of that kind of research and whatnot, we got back, we moved back out here to Missouri from where Mom was from, and a friend of hers got us to go to her church, and it was a really good church at the time. And everything was going smoothly as far as I was concerned until the day my mom went in and and asked to fill out, if she could fill out an application or some sort of form to get a loan from the church, and they denied us right out. They would rather put their money into the church and building on and add on to the church, and basically you're worried about the building, not the people that come to the building. And that was like a big smack in my face. Because the Bible says, the widows, help the orphans. Granted, I wasn't an orphan because my mom was still alive, but by the military standard, I was considered an orphan. But that was like strike 1 and 2 for as I was concerned. And then the Catholic Church denouncing my wife because we married outside of the Catholic Church in a Christian church. I thought Catholics and Christians were alike, yet Catholics have more rules and regulations than regular Christians. So that was the third smack in my face, and I just kind of went, fuck it. I don't believe in the building no more. I'll believe what's in my Bible and what I can learn on my own more than I'll believe, somebody in a building. And we came back here to Missouri thinking, oh yeah, we're going to go to my old church and it'll be great and whatnot. But my old pastor basically retired and we had a new pastor, and for some reason it just didn't feel the same. And a lot of people that were there when I was there way back when left that church because of that particular pastor. I can only say the reason why is because he was mixing religion with politics. He wasn't exactly coming straight out of the Bible, basically. At least that was my point of view. So, I mean, and the thing about church, the establishment of the church, when the church was originally established way back in the AD, BC era with Jesus, they didn't have a permanent building. They went, from town to town, village to village, spent some time, somebody would put them up in the, what they call the upper room, and they would, have services. They would have services in that person's house. People would be gathered around the building, trying to hear what Jesus was saying. And a lot of the things that Jesus was teaching wasn't just for his 12 disciples. It was for everybody. And Jesus didn't care if you, back then, the worst of the worst, the murderer, the prostitute, and the tax collector. He would sit and break bread, have a meal with the worst of the worst. Yet nowadays, a lot of Christians will stick their nose up to what we consider the worst of the worst nowadays. Excuse me if I offend anybody, because I don't mean to. I forget the lettering, but let me try to remember the LGBTQ. I think that's it. I'm just going to say the people that fly the rainbow flag, because I can't remember the exact lettering. Most Christians nowadays turn up their nose because it's like, oh, the Bible says you can't do that. You know what? I understand that, but in a sense, though, who are we to decide what people can and cannot do? That's one of the greatest gifts God gave us, is free will. The free will to do as we please, the free will to read the Bible. And granted, yes, the Bible is a guideline to help us use our free will for positive, good-natured things. But when it comes to the LGBTQ, I don't know how many letters are on there anymore. Seems like they keep on adding letters. But who am I to judge them? Who am I to judge you? Who am I to judge anybody? Who are you to judge anybody? Yet people will turn their noses up to those people. A lot of people will turn their noses up to mixed marriages. Black guy, white girl, Hispanic guy, that kind of thing. Who are we to decide that? you know, that's not really our place in the world. We're not here to judge people. In fact, if you read the Bible clearly states that we are supposed to be stewards to this planet. Stewards are meant to be taken care of, like, let's say, Bible terms. Master of the house leaves the house. He leaves one particular person in charge of everybody in the house. Now, if the master comes back to the house and the house has basically been destroyed, torn apart, whatever, you know, it might still have its walls and whatnot, but it looks like, you know, they had a major party and wrecked the house. Now, is the master going to get mad at everybody in the house? No, he's going to get mad at the one person that was put in charge of everybody else, because he could not keep everybody else in line, or he instigated the party. The master doesn't know, you know, who instigated the party, but he knows that the person that he put in charge did not do their stewardly duty. We're destroying our planet. We're no good as stewards. No. We're supposed to take care of this planet, not rip big old holes in it, tear down a whole rainforest, you know, cause extinction of various wildlife species. You know, so as stewards, we're doing a shitty job. We really are. And then there's the judgmental people. Judges you for any little discrepancy that you make. You know, whether it was a word on paperwork from a doctor and what we said, or just, you know, because Jerry has her own point of view and I have my own point of view, which are two different points of view, and people think that we should have the same point of view. I don't know her point of view until she states it. She doesn't know my point of view until I state it. But you want to judge us on that. And then, to top it off, you want to judge us because of our appearance, which is another no-no according to the Bible. Or at least what I've read, or read in between the lines. So it's one of those, like, if you want to sit there and bicker and complain about my Christianity, or my belief system, or whatever you want to call it, well, one, you know, are you living in a glass house? Are you pure of heart? No, nobody on this planet is pure of heart. There was only one person that ever walked this earth that was pure of heart. And even he had issues. And that was Jesus. Okay? But the thing is, Jesus never judged anybody. That was his Father's job. But he told you not to judge, because you will be judged by the same measure you judge others. Think about that. Just mull that over for a while. You know. But I did not jump on here to rant about my video yesterday because of the idiocies that occurred. And yeah, that might sound very judgmental, but no. Proof is basically you watch the video, listen, you know, read everybody's messages if it's on there. I don't know. I have to go back and look at it. But the thing is, somebody decided to walk in there and start misunderstanding what I was doing, and then misspeaking because they did not fully understand that I was putting out my point of view of the Bible, and then these people started putting out their point of view of our lives. Not the Bible, not even the subject that I was even talking about. They just started spewing their words. So next time I do a Bible chat, which may be Wednesday, maybe Sunday, there will be no commenting allowed, because I just don't want to deal with people trying to steer my thoughts in a different direction, you know. Excuse me for slurping. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and get off this and see what our plans are for today. I got to finish up laundry, fold that, and then we can start going through the bedroom and get rid of things that we think we don't need anymore or won't use in Colorado. And yes, we are going to Colorado. So those of you who want to say otherwise, just keep your mouth shut. Just keep your mouth shut. Because you're just wasting your time and precious air. So, until next time, yeah, I'm not going to do the spiel. You guys know what to do down below. So until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.